Hi there. I'm Elliot Butler Cisneros. I hope you're doing all right today. I'm here to talk about two things, the power of difference model and politics. We've been thinking that the PDM or power of difference model really offers a lens or a frame to look at politics that's pretty helpful. So I hope that's true for you. What we notice working with all kinds of different fields across the years is that there are these three patterns of thinking and behavior around differences. So we work with, race, culture, class, religion, all kinds of differences. And we find that there are some people that have this pattern where they devalue difference. They say, we shouldn't focus on how we're different. We should focus on how we're the same. I don't see difference. I just see human beings. And that's a really important perspective. It's not the whole story. It has lots of strengths and importance, but it can be missing a couple other pieces. So a second pattern that we see is that some people really value differences, but they feel kind of stuck because they tend to really be sort of overly politically correct. They don't want to offend people, and so they end up getting kind of frozen. That pattern we call sensitivity. There's a third pattern, which we refer to as strength. And these folks will tend to evaluate differences. On one hand, they can have a very powerful, decisive, clear warrior, and yet they can also be a little over combative and sort of look for enemies where there aren't any. So what we've noticed over time is that these three patterns tend to correlate with a person's political position. So someone in strength will tend to be conservative. Someone in the oneness pattern, the folks that don't see difference, tend to be in the moderate or centrist kind of political position. And those who tend liberal will tend to be in the sensitivity perspective or pattern. So what we've done is to measure, we've developed a measurement called the PDA or power of difference assessment. And in this way, we are able to measure people's unconscious patterns and then ask them what political position they tend to hold. And that's how we're able to make some of those correlations. One of the things that we notice is that if you can imagine these three different positions as people kind of pointing their fingers at each other and saying, you don't get it like I do, and you need to get it like I do, and the world is unsafe because you don't get it like I do. And they really push off of each other. So there's a kind of a dysfunctional balance of sorts. The other thing that I find really interesting is that they have learning edges in the other patterns. So those in strength really need to get what those in oneness have, which is this recognition that we're all human. And in oneness, it's super important that they get, our common human family, but they need to learn sensitivity around difference because sometimes they focus so much on oneness that they don't really make room intentionally or unintentionally for people's differences. And then those in sensitivity really get sensitivity around difference, but they need really what those in strength, that little sort of sourdough starter of strength and power so that they don't get so frozen and stuck. What you may notice is that these patterns reflect our unconscious patterns within us. So even though what we're seeing politically is this divisiveness in the world and this conflict in the world, what we found is that when people get the kind of support that we need right where we need it, we begin to integrate and leverage the power of these three different patterns inside of us. So we kind of give up trying to change the world, trying to change organizations, and we really just live by example. We learn to become the change we want to see in the world. We inspire change. We become servant leaders. And that's really what this model is about. And we invite you to explore more, both on our website and take the free race pattern quiz. We'll give you a little taste. And if you really want to go more deeply, let's try the PDM, or I'm sorry, the PDA, the Power of Difference Assessment. Get in touch with us, and hopefully we will see you soon. Take care. Bye.